Hello. So there's a lot of things going on in the game industry right now. There are layoffs happening, studio closures, extreme price increases in console sales. Good luck if you can afford that new Steam machine that's coming out. Gaming is becoming increasingly more expensive as the years go on. So, with that being said, today I just want to talk about indie games. Indie games are the backbone of the video game community. Indie games do things that AAA games just won't do sometimes. You'll see incredibly unique ideas, unique storylines, game mechanics, anything coming out of the indie game scene that sometimes just surprises and excites you. Last weekend was the Steam Next Fest, which let me play a bunch of new indie games coming from really cool developers. And today I want to showcase some of those games and show them to you here. So, first, so with Blood Dungeon, you choose a little funny guy, and then you choose an arena, a level, and you just go at it. It starts attacking enemies automatically for you, just like Vampire Survivors. And you just make your way working around the arena without getting hit and trying to survive, the whole survival type game. And it's a lot of fun. Every time you level up, you get this gotcha slash slot machine type mechanic. You get 3 options to choose your next upgrade path. This upgrade path will pretty much help you survive the rest of the run as you sort of navigate around the arena. So we've seen this type of gameplay before, of course, with the Vampire Survivor type gameplay system, but it's really fun. It's super addicting immediately. The art style is really great. The art style is super goofy and manic even. It just a bunch of crazy little characters on screen at all times. This is the perfect game to pop on and have a little run where it's pretty simple. There's not much going on other than you navigating the environment while the rest of the game plays itself for you, and there's something very addicting about that, and that's why the whole Survivors thing got popular. The soundtrack's pretty killer. It's just like, I don't know, bombastic EDM type music, and it's pretty dang good. It's just a lot of fun. It's addicting. These kind of games are super addicting, and it seems like Messhoff knows what they're doing with this. So if you want to check it out, you can wishlist it on Steam right now. They don't have a release date for it yet, but it is said to be coming soon, so I would definitely check this one out. Alright, so next we have a game called Screenbound. Screenbound is being developed by Crescent Moon Games and Radical Forge. This game is super unique in a way that I haven't really seen as a game mechanic before. It has this dual screen, 2-screen gameplay mechanic where you're viewing 2 screens at once to sort of manage the environment. And so what it does is you're moving around a 3D game world, and with you, you also have this sort of Game Boy that the main character holds. With that Game Boy, you can view the same world that you're in a 2D space. So it shows you, your character, and wherever you are in the environment, the same exact environment on your 2D screen. So with this mechanic, you can sort of view secrets, you can view hidden doorways, secret bonus levels. You'll use it constantly throughout the levels to sort of navigate multiple environments in two separate ways. So it's pretty cool. I've never seen this sort of done before. I think it brings a lot of fun experimentation when it comes to gameplay. They do a lot of different things with the levels. We live in a world where we're always looking at multiple screens. That's just how it is nowadays. Not everyone, but I know I have a habit of playing games while watching YouTube, or putting YouTube on the side while I'm messing around on my computer. We're always multitasking with screens. So this game sort of uses that as a game mechanic to let you explore its world. And I think that's a really cool mechanic. And I thought the demo was really fun. So I spent around 30 minutes with the demo. I didn't play every level, but what I got was a really fun, interesting experience that I've never really had before with a 3D, 2D platformer. So if you want to check it out, you can go to the Steam page and wishlist it now. It's coming out September 10th, 2026. So look forward to that. So up next is a game called Takeover 2. So Takeover 2 is a game being created by a team called Pelican 13. So Takeover 2 was super, super fun as an arcade style beat 'em up. You've played games like this before, side-scrolling beat 'em ups, something you'd see in arcades in the 80s and 90s. These kind of games are so fun, and Takeover 2 nails it. It gets it so right immediately. Chaining combos together feels really nice. It was super smooth and precise and felt just easy to get into. You can juggle people in the air, you can knock them down into the ground, you can juggle them off of walls. Any items that are hanging around the arena area are kickable and usable. Like anything you can pick up is used as a weapon. So you can jump, you can roll, you have a gun, so you can pick ammo up off enemies or in crates or boxes or anything you break. Takeover 2 is really as good as a side-scrolling beat 'em up can feel, really. It just nails the whole aspect of it completely. It has great gameplay mechanics. I always felt like I had good control of my character and where they were in the level space. One thing I also liked is how bosses, you'll come across a boss in a level, and once you beat that boss, in the next level they'll become a regular enemy, and they'll have unique ways to sort of beat them. They kept coming up with different enemy types the more you kept playing, and I thought that was really cool. It was just adapting to your play style and sort of changing things up every single level. So it felt just super fun to play. It was super unique. The art style looks great, but I had so much fun with it. It was awesome, and Pelican 13 really knows their shit with arcade type beat 'em ups. So if you're into this type of game, this arcade style game, check it out on Steam. You can wishlist it now, and it comes out September 10th, 2026. Okay, so up next, I want to talk about Sprawl Zero.
I will open your eyes.
Sprawl Zero is really freaking cool. This is a game developed by Maith. So these guys are really making a cool low poly FPS experience. It's not necessarily a boomer shooter, but it's this cyberpunk first person shooter where you're walking around as this sort of human tank. You're managing the battlefield with both weapons that you find, as well as this sort of kinesis power that you have, that you can manipulate the environment and throw objects around, throw things at people, grab guns from far away, things like that. And it creates this loop of sort of surviving off what you can find on the battlefield. And I think this is really cool. So what they create is this cyberpunky storyline where you're navigating these really rustic concrete environments, but it's also really beautiful and nice to look at. I have to give it up to the level designers, because the levels are super fluid and feel super unique to navigate. I think the biggest fun factor of the game is the multitude of weapons that you can use. It was just extremely fun to find a new weapon or new item. So with the combat, you can use kinesis to like break concrete from walls and throw it at people. You can smash doors open with it. You really have this massive skill set of both guns and sort of a kinesis type weapon that lets you navigate the environment in ways that makes combat feel great. And in the level structure, there's like secrets to find, there's little codex pages, as well as finding upgrades for your character, like bullet time that you'll find, and that will slow down the combat so you can pick off enemies. You can even find secret weapon stashes that gives you like a random weapon drop, which is really cool. Sometimes you'll find guns that you can't find off enemies, and I think that's pretty cool. So this demo I really couldn't put down. I played the whole thing through and I really can't wait for the full experience. I can't wait for the full game to come out because I'll definitely be playing it day one. I think they really got a good thing going here. The combat is awesome. The combat's great. And the world design is great. It's fantastic. The visuals are great. It plays super smooth. It's a really badass game and I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you guys check it out too. No release date yet, but you can go and wishlist it on Steam now. So next I want to talk about a game called Phase Zero.
Hey,
Phase Zero.
can I talk about this one?
Sure.
Yeah. This next game is called Phase Zero, which is created by Spinus Studio and is a Resident Evil type survival horror game, which stays super faithful to the games that inspired it. The demo features beautiful pre-rendered backgrounds, fixed camera angles, and also includes modern controls in case tank controls make you want to shoot your own leg off. The voice acting and sound design are great. I was very scared and immersed the entirety of my playthrough, which was around 40 minutes long. These are some long-ass demos. The game is told in multiple stories with different characters and all centered around a singular plotline. The survival horror combat and puzzle solving was great. The whole package felt extremely polished and well made. These devs really have the sauce for this kind of thing. So, if you like horror and games like the original Resident Evil, this game is a no-brainer. Literally. Because they're zombies. It's a game about zombies. Yeah.
So up next is a game I'm really, really excited about. It's a horror game called Tenebris Somnia. This is a game being developed by artist Andreas Borgi, alongside developers Cybot Studios. And I apologize if I got your name wrong, Andreas. So Tenebris Somnia is a 2D retro survival horror game. And what the hook of this game is that it splits in live action recorded cutscenes within the gameplay segments. And this was really, really cool. And I thought it was a great idea to film a whole live action segment to your game and split them in within the game world to make it seem like your character is a real person going through this strange situation. I think that's a really unique aspect to this game that makes it stand out from other horror games. I think the contrasts here are very fun, and getting to play it was really a blast, and I think it's really well made. It's got really great sound design, really great enemy sound design, scary enemy sound design where it's literally screaming at you, as well as sort of this light puzzle elements, sort of Resident Evil type puzzle elements where you're finding an object to put into a door, combining elements to open a new passageway for you, as well as light combat mechanics. You are equipped with a gun, but it's very focused on survival. So you're not going to find much ammo. When you do, it's going to run out pretty fast. So this was a really cool demo. I had a lot of fun with it. I think the full game will be a really awesome experience, especially seeing all those live action cutscenes. I think it was a super smart idea to do it this way. This was a real team that filmed all these live action cutscenes on location. So I think it'll really add to the long-term playability and replayability of this game, as it's just a unique experience. And I'm really looking forward to playing the full game when it comes out. So this game is published by New Blood Interactive. These are the guys known for really supporting small indie dev teams and supporting indie dev ideas. And I'm really happy they're the ones publishing this game. So if you're into the way this game looks, I would definitely check it out. It is coming out October 16th, 2026, and you can wishlist it now on Steam. So up next is really one of the games I found fantastic in this show. Something incredibly unique and incredibly interesting. It's called About Fishing. Now, About Fishing is being created by a group called the Water Museum. So About Fishing creates this really interesting atmosphere where it's not quite right. It's strange, it's scary, but it's also comforting. And there's something about it that just sticks out to me. It's just interesting. So the fishing mechanic itself, the main gameplay mechanic, is unique and even expressive. You can swing from left to right or forward and backward. You can maneuver the hook to where you want it to go. You can shoot it around the corner of a pole. You can shoot it up and over an object so it lands on the other side. You have a lot of control in how you're doing the fishing. So the gameplay itself as a mechanic works incredibly well, and I was super surprised to see how fun it was to just go fishing in this game. The story itself that it was creating caught me in it so well that I was wishing the game was out already. I want to play it now. It has this sort of deep darkness, something you'd feel in a David Lynch film. On the surface is just a fishing game. It's enjoying time with your grandfather and learning how to fish, enjoying the nice visuals of hanging out on the seashore. But underneath that, you find a deeper, darker, more sinister thing going on underneath the darker waters. And this is where the game gets extremely interesting. Underneath this fishing game is a deeper story going on. Your character has some dark history going on that she experienced as a child, and it's followed her into adulthood. And as an adult, you're going around and doing what you do best, fishing. So overall, this was a beautiful, cool, interesting demo, and I am going to be playing this game day one. This was so unique and interesting, and this is exactly what I think of when I'm thinking of an indie game doing something different. It's creating a story around this unique gameplay mechanic of fishing, which in and of itself feels really good. And as soon as I started getting a feel for the controls, I knew this game was going to work. So if the demo is still up now, I would absolutely go and play that demo. Give it a try. I think you'll like what this developer is creating here. I know I am. This game has a release date of 2026, but no specific date as of yet. So if you're interested at all in this game, I would go check out the Steam page right now, wishlist it, and try that demo, because this game is goddamn cool. Alright, so lastly, I have a pretty big game I want to talk about. Silver Pines.
Eddie Velvet. It's his last gig.
Eddie Velvet is here.
The show is about to start.
Silver Pines is being created by a team called Witch Elm. And what this game is a Metroidvania type horror survival game. So this was the longest demo I played in the Steam Next Fest, and this was over an hour long. It was really long. So what this game does is take real obvious inspiration from IPs like Twin Peaks or Alan Wake. In this game, you play as a private investigator whose name is Red Walker, and he finds himself wandering around Silver Pines. So this is like a mostly abandoned, forgotten little town in the middle of nowhere, and you're looking for a musician. What you end up doing is investigating this small town to look for clues on where this musician is, and this is what the demo takes you into, is this sort of prologue of the game as you sort of understand what sort of gameplay mechanics that this game has to offer. So it sort of combines the gameplay of a Metroidvania and a Resident Evil. You are traveling back and forth finding different items that will then unlock something like a key to a motel or a gun in a locker cabinet. And what was also nice about this game is that it had pretty decent combat mechanics. Reloading feels like you're reloading on the spot, so you have to click and hit exactly as he reloads. So say something's coming at you, you have to sort of take your time and know where you are within the space so you're not attacked by an enemy as you're reloading. Secondly, it also works as a survival horror Resident Evil type game where you have an inventory system. You can only have so many items in your inventory. You can expand that inventory if you find secrets within the world. You are managing your resources. You can only find so much resources within the environment. So if you only have so many bullets, you better make sure those bullets count on the enemies that you fight. You also have melee weapons, which can be broken and then repaired if you find the right resource to do so. So in the back of it all is this dark, brooding story that you're sort of slowly sifting through and figuring out what's going on. Your character is sort of along the ride with you. You're discovering things the same time as they are. You're slowly unlocking new areas. You're finding codes to unlock new buildings within the town, which will have an item that brings you to another part of the town that now is unlocked, and you will continue your story further. So along with resource management, there's also puzzle solving. There is tracking things in the environment with your camera so you know where something is and you can come back to it later. Once you take a picture of something, it's marked on the map in that area and you can come back to it later, so you know exactly what was in that environment to begin with. I like that the game has a lot of environment puzzle solving. You sometimes need to climb up a ledge and enter a secret area so you can then find an item or a secret inventory stash or a gun. You also need to manage your health, so you'll find Resident Evil type herbs scattered around the environment, and then you can combine those to make health items. So it has a lot of design elements from video games that we've seen before, but it's taking them all and putting them into this complete standout package of a dark story set in a small town where you have to navigate your resources, navigate the environment, really explore the areas completely to find secrets, to find items you need to unlock different areas. And with this full package is this cool, grimy, dark story about a man investigating this small town, slowly revealing something really unnerving going on underneath. The vibes are immaculate. Something is going on and we are going to figure it out. But do we want to figure it out is what the premise really is. And to be honest, I do. This game rocks. I had over an hour of gameplay, which was crazy for a demo. And not only that, it was just so impressive. It was so polished and well made. This team has really something great here. I think everything from the combat to the exploration to the puzzle solving to the resource management is all put together in a great package. And when it comes out, I am going to be on it immediately. And so it's coming around the perfect time in October 8th, 2026. So if you're interested at all, take a look at this game, Silver Pines, and wishlist it on Steam now. So that's all from me, guys. I had a lot of fun playing these demos. I played over 15 demos during the Steam Next Fest, and I love attending these Steam Next Fests and downloading a bunch of demos and just giving them a try. I really suggest you do the same when these happen. It really gives you an insight into what's coming out, what ideas are happening right now, and what ideas are coming in the future. It's really exciting to get to see what people have been creating, how talented these teams are. It's great to see all the stuff that's being created outside of the expensive AAA gaming space. Indie games are what keeps this industry chugging under the hood, and we need to support them. We need to give indie developers the time of day and shine a light on the beauty that they're creating in the gaming space and the unique ideas they're presenting to us in ways we're not always seeing. So if you're at all interested in any of these games, go to Steam right now and check them out. And if so, wishlist them, support them, try their demos. A lot of these developers have Twitter pages where you can see all the new stuff they're doing. Sometimes they'll put out update videos and even show you what new gameplay mechanics or ideas they're coming up with, and send them a nice comment. Tell them you're looking forward to their game. I'm going to keep supporting these indie devs and indie artists, and if I can, put a couple bucks in their pocket. So keep supporting those indie artists out there, and I'll see you next time.